One of the photographers I decided to do for this photo essay project was Michael A. McCoy. Michael A. McCoy is a two-time Iraqi war veteran who during his time in Iraq had been so immersed in the violence, had been so traumatized and conditioned to a lot of the horror that he saw, that when he came back to the States, he suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, unfortunately. And through suffering through post-traumatic stress disorder, he realized that one of the ways that he could kind of recover or re-engage himself in society was through photography, was through finding an outlet to somewhat finding an outlet to communicate his pain and recover emotionally and mentally. So one of the photo projects that he's done that really captivated me was Black in America. And during these group of photos, McCoy captures the spectrum of Black life in the inner city. So he captures the moments of Black rallies. He does portraiture of Black veterans. He does photos of Black domestic life. He does photos of Black people in general. And what really captivated me was not only how he was able to give a really good, diverse understanding of who Black people are during this time in our country, he was also able to communicate levels of how we as a country should be seeing Black people. So one of his most powerful photos is we see a Black man on the ground with his hands tied behind his back while groups of people are just standing around him. And that really got to me because that was so reminiscent of how African Americans are treated in our society by the police force. Another photo that really touched me was how we have portraiture of two Black people, and they're both wearing pictures of the Time magazine cover, 1968. And Time magazine cover says America in 1968, of course, but the t-shirt does something really interesting where it crosses out 1968 right to 2015, and we have two Black people sitting on steps. And that in itself is trying to communicate something without even really saying something. He's saying so much. But what really got to me was how McCoy was able to draw himself into the portraiture, especially with Black veterans, and how he was able to humanize them so much. How he was really able to create a very intimate, in-depth look into who he was and who the many people who represent him was. Thank you.